Hey everyone, thank you for stopping through my channel. I know this is my first video. I've been charting and doing technical analysis for a few years now, and I see that there's definitely a lot of noise on YouTube when it comes to technical analysis or just price predictions in the crypto space. I've seen some channels that are just kind of, for lack of a better term, bogus. You know, putting out price predictions for next year with minimal TA, kind of just banking on bull market runs and not really looking into the charts. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to just dive into the charts. My goal is to make these videos pretty quick, pretty simple. I try to put out a video, or at least videos, you know, 3 to 4 times a week, if not more, depending on what's going on in the market. If there's more action, there'll probably be more videos. If it's a little bit more dead, not much action going on, then there'll probably be less videos. I'm also not just going to be doing Bitcoin. I'm going to be looking at ADA, look at Ethereum. I got a bunch of others on here. Um, so yeah, let's just dive right into Bitcoin. So here you have Bitcoin on the weekly. This is just a brief overview of kind of what's been going on for the past almost 3 years now. So you got the previous cycle high, which was December 2017 here at 19,891, and then I just kind of drew out my fib retracement here down to the bottom, which is about a year later, um, and then from there you got your fibs, and that's where you see people having some of these predictions that we're going to hit a $200,000 Bitcoin for the next bull run. At this point, after this drop, I don't necessarily see that happening this year. Based like you see what Bitcoin would have to do to actually get to that level within um, within the 2021. I mean, it would have to go pretty vertical, which it would have to go vertical quickly. So there's, I've seen crazier things. We've all seen crazier things in this market, but that's just unlikely. But the positive thing, when you zoom in, the positive thing we see on the weekly here is that we appear to be finding a bottom. Um, we have this bottom drawn out here at 28,732. You see, when Bitcoin was on its way up in January, it tapped down here and then came back up, created its high. And then when Bitcoin essentially, the floor dropped out of it, it came down to this level and respected it heavily, touched it, tapped it, and came back up. That's a good sign. These are bullish candles. Um, so I think right now we're in a good spot to accumulate. I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard of, the Wyckoff redistribution or the Wyckoff distribution and the Wyckoff accumulation concepts. And I do think that we are in a accumulation phase. I do believe that is happening right now. Um, at least that's what I'm seeing. We're gonna dive here into the day chart really quickly and get a better look at why I think that we're in this accumulation phase and why I believe we're still going to trend towards the upside for the next in the coming months. So here we have Bitcoin here on the day chart. This is kind of where Bitcoin was doing its initial fall. Uh, you see it tapped on this support line, came back up heavy. Let me get rid of this indicator here. This is just one of my overbought, oversold indicators. You see it tap down, came back up, and we're kind of in this. It's not textbook Wyckoff accumulation, but it is very much uh, following that sort of pattern. And what I do like about what happened today, or what happened yesterday and today, is we finally broke this resistance line here. And I'll zoom this out a little bit. So we have this resistance line starting all the way back in the 10th, it was like May 10th. And this was at the almost 60 grand mark. We have our Wyckoff accumulation. We have this peak here where it looked like where people thought this was potentially going to turn around, and then it just dove back down. So there's your trend. Um, and there were multiple times where we dove back down, we tried to come back up, hit it again, dove back down, tried to go back up, hit it again, dove back down, and then we kind of accumulated, and that's where we created this new all-time low, which held this support line, which is shared over here on January 28th. So we had some support that backed us up. Um, and now, as you can see, after hitting that grand support, coming back over, reclaiming this support line that I drew out from these two bottoms. This was reclaimed. If I can zoom in right here, you can see hit this bottom, came back up, reclaimed that support line, came up a little bit, came back down, and respected this support line. So support line is now respected. This support line, I don't believe we're going to see again. Hopefully, we don't. If it does decide to revisit, then we might need to take a closer look and see if that's going to be a breakthrough to the downside. But what ultimately happened, and what I like to see, is that we broke our resistance line here with a massive positive candle. And now what I ultimately expect to see is the price come back down and test this support line. So this support line has been had some action on it for a few days now. You can see these candles here respects the support line, comes back up. We got some taps down here. So what I kind of expect, and you can see even here, it was a line of resistance on this candle. It stopped, came back down, closed right underneath it, and then on the next day, boom, we busted through this line, and then also through this resistance line. So what I kind of want to see and what I hope to see is that we come down here, you know, establish this as a support line, and then we move our way back up. Whenever you see a line of what was support get broken, it then becomes a line of resistance, and you can see that here when we broke through this support line or this resistance line, and then we got to this line, which was our original support line, is now becoming a line of resistance. So I kind of expect something um, to go maybe down here, tap it, make some moves, maybe tap it again, maybe not, and then hopefully we can make a move up towards these upward resistance lines um, that we have from a few weeks ago to about 2 weeks ago that we created in our initial accumulation um, phases. Um, so yeah, right now it looks pretty solid. I'm predicting, I'm hoping that we can bounce off this support line here. Um, Maybe do some dancing in this region. Probably see some consolidation in this region, and hopefully we will never see anything lower than this 34627 mark. This is our new support, and then we can start shrugging our way back up to the top.